Hello everyone, I am Professor Awais Ahmed Hussaini, working as Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yadra. In last video, we discussed various points related with the refrigerants used in vapor compression refrigeration system. Now, in this video, we will discuss introduction of air conditioning system and their types. So let us start with the difference between air conditioning and refrigeration. So students, as we know that the main function of the refrigeration is to produce a low temperature as compared with the surrounding, and it deals with the preservation techniques of the food as well as milk, vegetables, fruit, etc. But that air conditioning is mostly used for the purpose of the human comfort. So in case of that air conditioning system, that various parameters like temperature, humidity, purity and the movement of the air is controlled to provide the comfort to the end users or all human beings. So the working condition and the comfort for the human beings is improved by the air conditioning technique. Now the temperature is brought down during the summer and increased during the winter without causing any discount. So now the main difference between that refrigeration and air conditioning is, no doubt the component used for both air conditioning as well as refrigeration is same, but the application is totally different. So the refrigeration is mostly used for the lower temperature application. This is the main important difference, and that air conditioner is not implemented or it is not designed to work in the low temperature region. So it mostly used to provide the comfort to the all human beings. So as we know that the temperature of the earth is increases year by year due to that global warming, so the time has to come to switch over these problems and to use that air conditioner everywhere in every applications. So there are variety of the applications of the air conditioning as well as refrigeration. First we will discuss the application of the refrigeration. So in case of the food processing industry, in case of the preservation of the foods, as well as in distribution, that is the cold chain. In cold chain application, that refrigeration system is mostly used and famous. Now the chemical and processing industry, the third one is the special applications such as cold treatment of the metals, medical, construction and the ice skating. This particular refrigeration is mostly used. Similar way for comfort air conditioning system, the refrigeration system is used. Now we will discuss the application of the air conditioning. So as we know that there are variety of the applications, industry, commercial and domestic application. First we will discuss industrial applications such as textile industries. So in textile industries and in case of the printing industry, the main intention is to control the humidity. So it can be done with the help of air conditioning system. Similar way, manufacturing industry, photographic industry, some kind of the computer rooms, server rooms, power plants, automobiles, everywhere the air conditioning system is mostly used. Similar way, air conditioner is used in the comfort application for commercial buildings application, residential application, domestic application, etc. Now the next slide is related with the working of that air conditioning system. So students, keep in mind that the working of the air conditioner is same as that of the refrigerator and heat pump, and it totally depends on the law of the thermodynamics. So here it deals with the second law of the thermodynamics, that is Clausius statement. We know that Clausius statement, it is impossible to construct a device like refrigerator, air conditioner or heat pump working in a cyclic process whose sole purpose is to transfer the heat from the low temperature reservoir to high temperature reservoir without add-on of external work. So the meaning is, I repeat once again, it is impossible to construct a device like refrigerator, air conditioner or heat pump working in a cyclic process whose sole purpose is to transfer the energy from the low temperature reservoir to high temperature reservoir without add-on of external work. So means for satisfactory operation of that air conditioning system, we must have to give work input to device. Then and then only it is possible to raise the temperature or the transfer the temperature from the low temperature reservoir to high temperature reservoir. Now in this slide we will discuss how exactly that air conditioning system works. So what is the basic principle behind it? So as we know that, and you are also well familiar about that vapor compression refrigeration system, so that whatever the air conditioner, refrigerator, or that particular heat pump works on the same cycle, that is vapor compression refrigeration system. There are basically four important components of the vapor compression refrigeration system, which is mostly used in the air conditioning application as well as in refrigeration application. So the first is compressor, second one is the condenser, third one is the expansion valve, that is throttling valve, and fourth one is evaporator, where two components like compressor and condenser is related with the high pressure high temperature region, and the components like evaporator and expansion valve is related with the low temperature low pressure region. So here it is designated by the color blue, and it is designated by the color red. Red indicate high pressure high temperature, and here blue indicates low pressure low temperature line. So now just I will give the brief idea or working of that vapor compression refrigeration system used in the air conditioning system. So students, as we know that the main function of the compressor is to compress the vapor refrigerant which is coming from the evaporator and compress it and at a high pressure and temperature, and high temperature high pressure vapor refrigerant when enters in the condenser. In condenser, the latent heat of the condensation takes place and phase change takes place to the atmosphere or some other media, and phase change from that vapor refrigerant to liquid refrigerant. Further, that liquid refrigerant enters in the expansion valve. In expansion valve, the throttling action is carried out. In throttling process, the pressure and temperature of that particular liquid refrigerant again decreases, and the low pressure temperature liquid refrigerant enters in the evaporator. So you just take example of the air conditioning system, split air conditioning system. So in case of the split air conditioning system, the evaporator and that expansion valve are placed inside the room to whose the temperature is to be controlled, and the condenser and the compressor are kept outside the room, so the name is given split air conditioning system. So what exactly that evaporator do? Evaporator absorb the heat from all room, as well as it convert that phase from the refrigerant from liquid to vapor, and finally that vapor refrigerant enters in the compressor, and this particular cycle is repeat itself. So this is the main construction as well as working of the vapor compression refrigeration system used in the air conditioning system. So students, these are the basic components used in the air conditioning system. So the first is compressor. The main function of the compressor is to compress the refrigerant, vapor refrigerant. So the variety of the compressor are available nowadays: scroll type compressor, piston type, that is hermetically sealed compressor, semi hermetically sealed type compressor, open type compressor are there, screw type compressor are used in variety of the industrial as well as that commercial application and domestic applications. Similar way, that clutches are used for controlling that compressor. The next important is that condenser. Condenser is used in the variety of the application like milk chilling application as well as in ice factories, and the main function of that condenser is to convert that change the phase of the refrigerant from vapor to liquid by rejecting the latent heat to the atmosphere. So the next important component in case of the air conditioning system is expansion device. So the main motto of that expansion device, that is throttling device, is to allow the throttling action or the permit the throttling action. So in case of the throttling process, the temperature and the pressure of that particular liquid refrigerant goes and reduces. Now the next important element of the air conditioning system is evaporator. So the evaporator is the main device which is responsible for the cooling purpose, and it is definitely kept inside the room for the cooling purpose. So the main function of that evaporator is to produce cooling effect, and the change of the phase takes place from the liquid refrigerant to vapor refrigerant. Now the next important component of that air conditioning system is dryer and accumulator. So the main function of the dryer is to remove the moisture in the refrigerant system. Also, accumulator is used for the energy storage purpose. So now switches and evaporator temperature controls are there. These controls are mostly used to regulate the temperature in the various applications of the air conditioning purpose. Similar way, some kind of the relay ACs are used, relay control valves are there to control the parameters like humidity as well as temperature. So now we will discuss the classification of air conditioning system. So based on the way of the air cooling, there are two types: direct cooling and second one is indirect cooling. Second one is based on the major function. First is comfort air conditioning system, and that comfort air conditioning system is mostly used in the commercial as well as domestic application for providing the comfort to the human beings. Similar way, the second important, which is related with the based on the major function, is that industrial air conditioning system. And in industry, that air conditioning system is used to cool the electronic components. Also, the third important way of the classification of the air conditioning system is based on the season of the year. The first is that winter air conditioning system, is mostly used in the winter. Second one is the summer air conditioning system, and third one is year-round air conditioning system. So now students, these are the some important types of the refrigeration, or sorry, that air conditioning system mostly used in the variety of the application. So now we will discuss first type, that is split air conditioning system. Here you will get idea about the split air conditioning system. But question is arising, why the name is given that split air conditioning system? So here the components are split in the group. So there are two important components, that is evaporator as well as expansion valve, which is kept inside the room, and compressor and expansion that is condenser are kept outside the room. So what exactly that evaporator inside the room do? That is the main interesting question. So that evaporator absorb the heat from the room and it dissipate that heat through condenser, which is kept outside the room. So this is the main function of that evaporator and condenser in case of that split air conditioning system. And that split air conditioning system is mostly used in all domestic, office as well as in commercial buildings, offices, etc. Now that VRV system. So here that VRV system is mostly used in case of the central air conditioning system, like shopping malls, big restaurants, big hotels, etc. Now the third important is the ceiling suspended. It is mostly also used in the offices, some kind of the shopping complex, etc. Now the next is that ceiling cascade air conditioning system. Nowadays there is a trend to use that air conditioning system in all kind of the offices or shops. So everywhere that ceiling cascade system is mostly used nowadays. It is look attractive as compared with the split air conditioning system. The next is that ceiling ducted air conditioning system. It is mostly used in the various applications like shopping complex like D-Mart, big bazaars, N-Marts, etc. So now the next important is that window air conditioning system. It is used in the domestic application. It is placed area of the window, so the name is given that window air conditioning system. So now students, we will discuss the first type, that is central air conditioning system. So as we know that central air conditioning system is mostly used in the big hotels, shopping malls, big then shopping complex, then in hospitals, schools, offices, etc. So of the different types of the air conditioner, this is the most common type of the cooling system, as it is the most preferable for the larger homes due to the ability to cool effectively. So the central air conditioner circulate cool air through supply and return duct. So here the main purpose of that central air conditioning system is cooling is means produced at one place, and through that particular one place that air is continuously distributed through all required space where through the ducting arrangement. So duct is very important to transfer that cooled air from one point to another point. So supply duct and registers that which are in the wall or the floors carry cooled air into the home. Then once the air becomes warm, it circulates back into the supply duct and registers, where it will be then transferred back to air conditioner through the return duct. That is the most important thing. And that central air conditioning system is also used in the cinema houses. So installing a central air conditioning system require a lot of the planning and preparation, as the sizing is crucial to be functionality of the system. If you install a system that is of the wrong size, even it's energy efficient, you will find that your utility costs are more than they should be. So most important thing is that the care must have to taken while designing the central air conditioning system for the variety of the applications. Now the second one and most important one is that the ductless or mini split air conditioning system. It is mostly used in the variety of the application like domestic application, offices, shopping malls also. So that ductless application means there is no any kind of the duct is required to transfer that cooling air from one point to another point. So basically there are again four components: compressor, condenser, expansion valve, and that evaporator is there. So in case of the split air conditioning system, that the evaporator is always placed inside the room and condenser is placed outside the room. So you all are familiar about that split air conditioning system, and it is mostly used in case of the offices as well as domestic application purpose. Now the third most important, and you are also familiar about that air conditioning system, that is window air conditioning system. So think of the window air conditioner as a compact unit as compared with the split air conditioning system, cooling only one particular room. It is mainly specially used for a particular room only, also known as the unitary unit. The system is installed in the window of the room. So the window units cool a room, be emitted the warm air out the back of it and blowing cooled air into it. So this is the main working principle. I repeat once again: window unit cool a room, be emitted the warm air out the back of it and blowing cool air into it. These type of the unit are best for those who live in the small spaces. So mostly it is used for the single room purpose in all kind of the hotels and domestic application where the space requirement is less. At that time that window air conditioner is more used. So the next important thing is that portable air conditioning system. So mostly it is used in small kind of the domestic purpose as well as for offices purpose. So that portable air conditioning are considered as a next generation of window air conditioning system. So this is just a modification of that window air conditioning system. The working is same as that of the window air conditioning system, but it is compact as compared with the window. So this type of the air conditioning unit takes in air from the room and cool it, then direct it back into the room. The unit then vent any warm air outside by means of any exhaust hoses that is installed in a window. So the working is same as that of that window air conditioning system, but it is look like attractive and it is more compact and easily portable. So that's why there is a speciality, and nowadays lot of the people are used that portable air conditioning system rather than using that window air conditioning system. So now the next important way of the mode of that air conditioning system is that hybrid air conditioning system. So the name indicates that it works by two principles. So the like hybrid cars, hybrid heat pump system alternate between the burning fossil fuel and using electricity to run. Similar way, in the summer your heat pump works as it normally does, pulling heat from your home and distributing it to outdoor. In the winter your hybrid heat pump system works in the reverse, pulling heat from the outside environment and distributing it to into your home. If you remember the second law of the thermodynamics, as we know that the working principle of that refrigerator or air conditioner as well as that heat pump is same. So this particular system is mostly used in the application where the temperature requirement is less as well as where the temperature requirement is more as per the requirement. So that hybrid system serves the same purpose for cooling as well as heating purpose. For cooling purpose it act as the air conditioning system, and for heating purpose simultaneously it act as that heat pump system. So it is mostly used in case of the domestic application, offices as well as in automobile application. So students, this particular video was give the introductory part of the air conditioning system along with their type. So our next video will be on variety of that different another types of the air conditioning system. Also we will discuss various psychrometric, what is exactly that psychrometry and what are the different psychrometric processes. Thank you.